let's nail your colours to the mast then. Who's in the final and who's the dark horse? Matt, 2 teams to the final.
Ooh.
And who would be a dark horse that people wouldn't think they're going to get close to the final?
Okay, if correct me if these 2 teams can't make the final.
Brazil can't win it.
Sure about the routes. Oh yeah.
Argentina.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking the Isle of Man might be a dark horse because they've got a few lads play. I'm joking. They even have a team. I think they probably have one of those ones that play like the Island Olympics and whatnot.
They play with 3 legs, don't they?
France, defending world champions. Look at the quality they've got on that side as well. Deschamps has been there quite a while, so he knows the side inside out. Benzema's back. It's 6-year exile, I think he had. I mean, even though Danny Ward spoiled his night in his first game back, saved the penalty, and I think he hit the post as well. I think it might be France. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Italy got to the final because, like we said, the standard of Italian football, club-wise anyway, seems to be coming back. They had a bit more of a competitive Serie A this year. You've had teams having decent runs in the Champions League, like Atalanta. They've got a few decent players, sort of more standouts like Ciro Immobile. There's that, is it Chiesa that's had his first year at Juve as well? He looks, he's only quite young as well, looks like a decent prospect. Solid at the back as always. They've got that young Donnarumma, who is probably going to be one of the best goalkeepers in world football come 3, 4, 5 years. He's probably up there in the top 20 in Europe now, to be honest with you, considering his age. France, Italy, I'm going to say for the final.
That would be a dark horse.
My dark horse side. I'm going to avoid Turkey because they're in our group.
To get through to the semis, who would be a dark horse?
I'm going to say Denmark, I just have a nagging feeling that all the pieces are falling into place for them. It's probably going to be Schmeichel's last tournament at the sort of top level he's getting to now at his peak, per se. Because I'm not sure how old he is age-wise, but he's got to be getting up there, surely. I remember him knocking about playing for Man City when I used to get those Match Attax trading cards. So I'd say them, they've got the forward players as well. They've got Eriksen, who's your one world-class player that can turn the game on a dime. They can get goals. They've got Poulsen. There's that Braithwaite fella who's he was I don't know if he's still at Barcelona, but he was there one weird January signing. So you've got to imagine he's got a goal in him. A few players here and there that I think could get the job done for them. Of course, they've got Christiansen at the back, the Chelsea lads. That Ajaya, he plays for Celtic. So solid side,
Denmark,
decent group as well. I think it's them, Sweden, Spain, and someone else. So they could easily progress out of that group. That might dark horse.
Okay, Ryan.
Portugal, France final is what I've said for some time now. But I think Croatia is I say dark horse. They've been there or thereabouts a lot. They were in the last World Cup final. Modric, like you've just mentioned with Schmeichel, I think this is potentially one of his last hurrahs.
Yeah.
Not really in anybody's conversation at the minute to really do well. So I'm going to stick my neck out. If I was having a high, I don't even know what the odds on Croatia are winning it, but as an slight outside bet, I'm going to go with them.
I think they're probably less of an outside bet than Denmark.
Probably, yeah. I'll agree with that one.
So Wayne, France and the France winners. Who else is in the final with them?
I fancy France, Portugal as well. As long as they avoid each other, I'm with Ryan on that one. I just think that those 2 camps just see there's everything that's required, from front to back. Is really good in those 2 camps. So if they avoid each other, I think that would be everybody's dream final, if you want to call it that. And for me, and I get what Ryan's saying again about Croatia, that dark horses. But they were in the World Cup final, and I'm looking at those teams, again, usual suspects, the Hollands, the Spains, the Germanys, all them. So I don't really class them as dark horses because they've been there and done it before. So for me, it would be a nation like Poland, something like that, with a Lewandowski who's scored more goals than games played, right? So you've got a player like that. They've got a decent midfield and a back line as well, and they've just got that one world class player, right? So So for me, having a look at Poland's group as well. I just think they've got Slovakia in their group, they've got Sweden in their group, right, and a Spain squad that's ravaged by COVID at this present moment in time. With the kickoff to the competition, less than, well, what is it, 10 days away or whatever it is, less than that. So I think Poland, if they can have a good run of games, they're a dark horse for me.
And
well, because I think they're in an easy group and they'll be able to rest players. I think they'll have plenty of energy going into the knockout stages. I'm going for Hungary.
What, to play North Macedonia in the final?
Andy, I'll have a bet with him.
You do realise this is the European Championships, not the Eurovision.
Well, England may get the same number of points we get in the Eurovision, to be honest. But no, I think as long as they avoid each other in the knockout stages, I'd go for a Germany-Italy final and Germany to win. And in terms of the dark horse, I'd sort of go with Denmark as well. Although
England,
what we were talking about, no, not England, but what we were talking about, possibly Czech Republic. I mean, like as you say, they've got thinking about some of the players they've got, some of the flair players. But for me, Germany to win it, and Werner to be the breakout player of the tournament.
So who did you go for your dark horse? Denmark.
Czech Republic.
All right. Okay. I'm definitely going Portugal. As I think we're saying about last hurrahs, this could be Ronaldo's last hurrah. I'd be surprised if he's still there, there in 2 years' time for the World Cup.
I won't.
No, I suppose even though it's his, he'd probably be 39 by then, and they're going to they'll try and fit him in somewhere. But this could be his last big tournament as a goal-scoring striker. And with all the strength and depth that they've got there, with Diaz and Pepe in the centre, and just stars all over the pitch. And what Wayne mentioned just now about everything clicking at the right time with, there doesn't seem to be any trouble in the camp, no stories or anything coming from there. So I think I'd look at them. It's tough to say who they're going to play in the final because it's hard to work out all the different scenarios with the other groups, but I'd probably go France as well, Portugal, France, with Portugal to win it. Dark horse. The other one to throw in the mix would be Belgium, because it looks like they've got an easy group, like what Anne just said about they could rest players potentially, and with De Bruyne, Lukaku, they've got stars all over the pitch as well. But dark horse, I'd probably look at the Netherlands, because they haven't got a great side on paper, but on paper they've got an easy-ish group with North Macedonia, Austria, and Ukraine. I think that's pretty. If they don't get through that unscathed, I think they'll be disappointed. And it's all about momentum in a tournament like that. And I think if they're not meeting, they could end up meeting somebody like Russia in the last 16. If it falls right for them, and all of a sudden they're in the last 8 and it's anybody's tournament. So I'd go Holland as it's not really a dark horse, but because they haven't been anywhere in the last 10 years, I'd put them in that category. Because they don't have a named player like, as you said, Lewandowski or a Lukaku up front. So that would be my pick. So I look forward to having that beer off you next weekend when Grealish scores 2 in his first game, and next week. So I'll see you. I'll see you in Power.
If Grealish scores 2 goals and England win, I'll buy you beers all weekend, mate.
Oh, fantastic! That's a good bet.